Hey everybody, Dean Young, Home Tech. Hope everybody's doing well today. Gloomy, little misty rain, just enough to make things nasty. But it feels great out. End of December, and it's 65 degrees. So what are we in store for January, February? Weather-wise, who knows? Anyway, I'm sure several of you saw my post earlier about something on the pre-inspection agreement regarding utilities being on for the inspection. It's a constant battle, and I don't understand why. Because you've got real estate professionals, but even if you're new, but you got real estate professionals that have been doing this for several years, or a decade, or a couple of decades, and so forth, that should know to make sure that your seller or whoever's in charge of the property to make sure that utilities are on. We're talking water, we're talking electricity, we're talking gas, if there's gas present, and also we're talking about making sure there's access to the attic space, making sure there's access to the electrical panel, whether it's interior or exterior. I've been in so many situations where the exterior panel was up against trees or shrubbery that has not been cut back, to where I couldn't even open the panel door. An exterior panel door is going to lift upwards, and when you've got branches and stuff that you cannot bend away to lift it up, causes an issue. It's a limitation, and it shouldn't be that way. So we've had a couple properties lately where we've run into issues with having utilities on, and we charge a $50 fee back to the seller, which we haven't had a hard time with them paying that, but it should never happen. It's clearly stated in our pre-inspection agreement, which 90% of the people do not read, and it clearly states what you saw on my recent post, clear as day. And then we send out a letter to be forwarded to the listing agent that goes into greater detail and what to expect. So if you're a new agent, you've got a letter there. You should read your email on a regular basis, especially when you know inspections are coming up, or you're in the middle of a transaction. There could be some important information coming to you. There's really no excuse to not have utilities on. So this one property I inspected today, we were there the other day, there was no water. We go there. Well, Vanessa put in my notes that the water has been turned on, and they said that all we have to do is turn on the main valve. And I'm like, no, I do not have to turn on the main valve. And I'm going to get into this because you can tit for tat and you can criticize or do whatever you want. That's completely fine. I've got thick skin, and my life here on earth is temporary, so I'm not going to deal with this crap for the rest of my life. So some of you will say, well, my inspector that I use turns on and off. He turns on the power, or he'll clip on a breaker, or he'll turn on the water. Well, good for him. I'm sure his or her insurance company does not know that they do that. Also, the one time they get a lawsuit against them for flooding a property where you can't see a leaking pipe behind a wall causing damage, their insurance company is going to drop them when they find out that they turn on the water. Same thing goes with power. As soon as you flip on a breaker or a main and you blow something out or you cause damage, your insurance company is going to drop you, or you're going to be responsible and liable for any damage that you cause to that property. That's why I do not do it, and I will not do it, and it specifies it in our pre-inspection agreement. Agents, real estate professionals should know this, that we're there to conduct a visual inspection. We're not there to turn on and off water. That's for a plumber, that's for an electrician. If you want to hire somebody to go out there and flip a breaker or whatever, main, to get your inspection done, do it. I'm not your guy. It's a big liability, and my insurance company is going to frown upon that, especially if I cause any type of damage. There is a difference turning on a water main than there is turning on a faucet. A water main allows the water to flow through to every fixture in the home. There's a shutoff valve. It should be a shutoff valve at every fixture. If those valves are off under the sink or behind a toilet, guess what? I'm not turning them on. It's a liability. 99.99% of the time, there's a reason that the fixture is off. There could be a leak. There could be some type of damage. It could be in the middle of a repair. You don't ever know. So if it's off for a reason, most of the time. I've explained this in I don't know how many videos, over and over and over and over and over. It's like beating a dead horse, which I would never beat a dead horse. I never even beat a horse, but anyway, I just get tired of repeating myself because I feel like nobody is hearing me, nobody's sharing any information. It just seems like we just want to make money, and that's it. Look out for your buyer, look out for your seller. Make sure utilities are on. Make sure there's access to the attic. Make sure there's access to the electrical panel. Make sure, things are not locked, keys are available. Make sure we have access to every room, every part of that property. Make sure valves are open. We just need complete access to get in crawl spaces, to get into attics, to test the functionality and test for leaks, for faucets, toilets, any type of water fixture, electrical fixtures. We need to be able to test the functionality of these things. It's very simple. It shouldn't be that hard, but yet we're dealing with it on a regular basis. So anyway, I'm at the cribbage, and I'm gonna get out. Home Tech